Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Monday's video here at Barham Engines. Well, if you haven't already, guys, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Helps us out very much, and continue to watch as you were. Thank you very much. How was your weekend?
Not amazing.
Why? Nothing thrilling.
Well, it was a bit ill.
Really?
Well, just felt crap.
Bit crap, not under the weather.
Yeah, a bit like sinusy, and I think it's because we put the fan on overnight and it, don't know, must have kicked up some dust or something. But
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Never mind,
not
mate.
the best
Can't
weekend.
Can't win them all.
No, so that's why
At least the weather was crap on Saturday for you to be ill.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do a video.
Oh, didn't you?
No.
Another
If I
excuse.
do one today or tomorrow. But
Ooh, look out for that. Serious gains.
serious gains, 5 kg.
Another tub of that will do me with the multivitamins.
What's that, one of them a week or one tub?
Not a week,
No?
no. Probably do one every 6.
Bloody hell. Not bad going though.
Not too bad. Right, mate. I am just finishing the Dihatsu.
Oh yeah.
So, the little 3-cylinder, got the crank in. It turns lovely. We've got about 2 thou-ish on the main bearings, because this is the one where he sent the crank in. At 0.25 on the mains and big ends, because he's got a 0.25 set of bearings.
Yeah.
And he's finding it hard to get hold of standard bearings. So this is a good crank, standard crank, but it's struggling to get the bearings. So mains are all good. We polished the crank, and I'm just about. We've got the pistons in. Now the pistons, I've had to take 20 thou off the crown to get them the right jut out.
Yeah.
And then I've had to set them up on our angle plate and do the cutouts. So
Valve
I've put the
pockets.
cutouts about another millimetre down.
Yeah.
So just they're a little bit deeper than before. So now I'm just plastic gauging the big ends, make sure they're good. So, got my plastic gauge here, mate. So all we do is we cut a length of it slightly smaller than the width of the journal, ensuring that the bearing and the journal are free of oil. We very carefully put it on, and what we want to do is torque these up as per the specs. So these are an ARP 2000 rod bolt, and they've got a list here of either the recommended stretch or the recommended torque. A lot of people do them by stretch. We would do them by stretch if they were second hand, but they're brand new. So we're going to go by the torque. It does say that these torque settings here are with the ARP lubrication, the grease, so that's what we're using. And depending on what size they are and length of the bolt, depends on the torque. So we have got, the thread diameter is 307, but that's near as damn it 5/16, isn't it?
Yeah.
About 312, going to be slightly under because of the thread. And the length is from underneath the bolt, the washer head, to the end of the bolt, which is 1.5 inches. So 5/16 thread, 1.5 inches. You've got the stretch here, 5.5 to 6 thou, or 30 foot-pounds of torque. So we're going to go with that. So what I do is a bit of grease, bit of extra grease, because what that does is when you pop it down the hole, you then get a bit that drags up onto the surface, and that sort of lubricates underneath the
Under the head.
Under the head. So there we go, mate. So we just pull those down with our ratchet. So providing this is all right, we need to be on this aiming for about 1.8-ish, I would say.
Yeah.
So we just nip them down, go with our torque wrench, 30 foot-pounds. We sort of pull them down evenly. And then we just, when we've done them both, just go back and make sure that they're done up, tweaked, and then we undo them with this. Not undoing it with a torque wrench.
No, don't want to be doing that.
What I normally do is undo the bolts all the way, then wind the bolts in a couple of threads, give them a gentle tap, pull in the cap at the same time so it doesn't squash down the gauge.
The gauge.
And then we are left with the gauge on the journal. So that.
What's it looking like then?
2. So measuring the widest bit of that plastic gauge there, mate, slightly wider than 2. The next on the gauge is 1.5, it's nowhere near that, but it is slightly wider than 2, so I say about 1.9 on that.
Right, yeah.
And the journal diameter is, yeah, so we've got about 1.1 thou per inch. It's going to be running 300 horsepower, isn't he?
Yeah, needs a little bit extra.
A little bit extra, so I'm happy with that, to be honest with you.
Ideal.
So that's it, mate. These two I've got grease on and done up with the grease anyway. Obviously if they weren't right I'd have to take them out, but seeing as it's all good, I'm going to torque them all up now. And that's this one done, isn't it?
All done.
All done.
Ready to go, is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
All ready to go. So guys, back in the office. Haven't been in here for a little while, having a little chat with you. What have I got to say? Well, it's the thumbnail and title, really. You probably think, oh, we haven't seen a little court issue lately. And that is what the discussion is all about. Sit in my nice comfy chair here with the plant behind me. Why not? The channel for me is changing. You've probably noticed. I don't know whether you guys are finding it a bit more boring. Before, when I was doing a lot of the issue topics like the court and the customer issues and stuff like that, a lot of people were commenting saying they'd prefer to see a bit more technical, a bit more of us out in the workshop. But if you've noticed lately, we've done quite a lot in the workshop, doing the same sort of thing really. Isaac and I having a chat, doing a bit of technical, showing you what's going on in the workshop. For me, it feels a little bit, I don't know, a bit mundane, I suppose. Just like easier to do. Don't get me wrong. But the problem is, although it's very good for views and what have you, and gets you in the algorithm, I'm going to be honest, we haven't really had a lot of comebacks. We haven't had a lot of customer complaints. We've had nothing on the court front whatsoever. We haven't even had any warranty work, really. I suppose from a business point of view, that is really good. It's not so great for the views. If you've noticed, like the views are a little bit less, more consistent, I would say. But I suppose the idea of the channel from the very beginning was, although it's really nice doing a channel and sort of giving you guys, you know, something to watch on our company, we decided to do the whole thing really. So not just technical, what's going on in the workshop, just everything, the general running of the business. It's changed from then, but it's served its purpose. The business has changed quite a lot in 2 years since the channel. Most of our customers come from the channel, from the viewers on the channel, or people that have heard of us through that. And we've been able to alter the workshop. The quality of work that we get in is better. We've upped our game, definitely with things from your advice as well. Things like keeping things on email, in writing, straight to the point. No deviation of sort of, you know, letting people, I suppose, take us for granted and take the pee. So that side of it is a lot more hassle-free. I'm really getting the hang of that now. And it just seems to be, I just seem to have less and less issues, touch wood. But I suppose that is a good thing. Like I say, the way I run the channel now is I like to keep you guys informed on what's going out there, and obviously the running of the business, but the hassle side of it seems to have faded away. I suppose that's, you know, we have upped our game with the quality of the work and the way I deal with people from the get-go, like as in getting everything in writing. So we're not leaving ourselves open now to people being able to sort of slip in and go down that route. You know, it's all straight to the point there. So I suppose that is a good thing. And now I'm sort of using it, I would say, more so as a tool for advertising for the company. It's, as I say, most of our work comes from it. So the advertising side is absolutely brilliant. It's transformed us, really. So although the views are probably on some of the videos less, it's less up and down, more consistent. We know how many people are sort of going to be watching most of our videos. A lot of them are newcomers that don't subscribe, which is a good thing because it means that we're having new people viewing the channel, and we're getting our name imprinted in people's heads, aren't we? It's turned a lot more nationwide as opposed to southwest wide, where we're sort of from. And even worldwide, we have stuff coming from all over the place. We've got dealings with people from like Portugal, New Zealand, Australia, America, all that. So it's really, really good. So yeah, I'm sorry guys for you people that like all the drama. Not so much drama these days. If we do get anything, I'll be sure to stick it on the channel. But at the moment, guys, I would love it if you just put down in the comments your feedback on what you think of the videos. If you think that we should be doing something a bit more interesting, please let us know. Or if you're happy with the way they are, let us know that also. But it's surprising how much things have changed. But I suppose as far as the business goes, it's changed for the better, really. Let me know what you think. So we had a Cosworth block in here with the 6 long stud conversion. And do you remember a few videos ago, I went on about they can be sort of drilled. You sometimes have a hardness,
A little bit wibbly wobbly.
yeah, in the base that makes the drill or the end mill wonder.
Yeah.
And makes them sort of stick up a little bit like that. Well, this one was particularly bad. So I've had it in, and what I've managed to do is plug it, re-drill it successfully. Right. Done it about 4 or 5 times before in the past with the Cosy blocks and various other things. Never seen them back. So I'd say that's a success, mate. But what I've done, it's over here. So this one was about a bit more than half the width of the stud out. So the stud, right, by the time you ended up here, the stud was about 10 mil out, sort of like that.
Oh, right.
So what I've done is we use a tougher cast iron,
right,
than the block uses.
Yeah.
We make a stud that's the correct depth.
So you basically make a threaded
plug
that you screw into that.
Yeah,
sort of
I put like a basically hacksaw a slot in the top of it so I can wind it in with the 648 Loctite. Left it over the weekend. Because of the hardness, the extra hardness of that cast iron, with that along with the hardness of the bit in the block, if you very carefully run a smaller end mill down, and then followed by the drill, it's been successful. And this is my 5th one now, I think.
So I suppose that would work because you're re-drilling down the side of that bung. So once you've got the stud in there, that bung can't move at all then?
No, because the bung...
Even if it was going to...
Yeah, so in effect, you've got... It's overlapped, but once you've machined it and tapped it, half of that thread is the original block and half is the plug that you've made. Yeah. But because of the Loctite, it's never coming out. And once you've got a stud in there, like this is a snug fit. Yeah. Once it's tight, it doesn't come out. And as I say, this is my 5th Cosworth block that I've done like that, and we've never had a problem, never come back. So
well, that's ideal.
It is. It's a way of solving it, and it's a way of truing it up.
And they've all held the cylinder head torque.
Yeah. Right. Three of which I've done have come in like it, and I've managed to rescue them. 2 of which have been my own. So if they're really bad, sometimes if they're not that bad, then you don't sort of have to worry about it.
Well, if it's
they're
only a
sort of
little
mil or
bit,
so.
yeah.
But if they're quite bad, I did have a couple that was quite bad. And it was both of the others were in this one here, weirdly.
Oh, right.
But this is in this one, so...
A little bit different then.
I've managed to save it, mate. It's going back to the customer tomorrow. And there we go. Fingers crossed it's all alright, isn't it? But at the end of the day, like I've said before, and it is on the invoice, these... It's not it's a mod, isn't it?
Yeah, like we've said loads of times, it's not something that Ford did. It was just a happy accident that you could do it.
It is really, yeah, that's it. So, so we're gradually getting through stuff, mate. These are the sort of sought after pistons for that Volvo block I've got on the boring bar.
Oh yeah.
At 1 mil. So we've got these now. We've got to just finish boring that, hone it, face the block, and then we've got to put it together.
Lovely.
Should be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What you've been doing over on the
over here
on the cylinder head for the Morris?
Basically there's a bung in an oil way, and you sort of have to drill it out and then try and like tap and slide hammer it out or something like that, or pick it out. And I got most of it out, but there was a bit still left in there, so I've just had to try and get it out basically.
Nice.
Got it out now, but
that's all right, mate.
So
you're just waiting for me to do the machining on that rear seal conversion?
Yeah. Did we talk about that already? I
think we did on the last video. We said about it, but it's just because of I don't think the drilled and tapped holes in the end of the block are dead true.
Yeah.
And by the time you put the new plate on, it sits a little bit higher, more one side than the other.
Yeah.
So you've got a height difference of 10 thou to come off one side, 18 off the other. So
yeah,
I've got to set it up 8 thou different from one side to the other, machine it flat and hope we can get it pretty good.
Well, I purposely, when I measured it, I slackened the bolts ever so slightly, tapped it right down, done them up again, and then measured it so that any play it does have up and down, if I'm right at the bottom of that, if a little bit too much is
you can sort of come
I can
up
bring it up
a
tiny bit.
You've got a couple of thou of movement on it. Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah, so that's hopefully...
But again, that's a mod, isn't it?
It's a mod.
It's a bit of jiggery-pokery to be done there.
If it was mine, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably stick with the standard seal, but...
Yeah, it's like the rope seals are one thing, but when it's got just a scroll, it's when it's sitting stationary sometimes and the oil's hot, it can just leak anyway.
Oh,
they did back in the day. Pretty, they can do. Especially when they get distinctly second-hand.
It's one of them things.
If you don't want to stick a tray under it when it's stationary, then try that, innit?
Yeah.
That's basically it. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching today's video. Until Wednesday, have a great evening. We'll see you then. Cheers then.